Hey, what's up, guys? This is Nick for the New England Weatherlife.ning.com with the Thursday weather update. Now, we're of course looking at the potential for another storm coming up around a week from now, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit. But first, let's start you off with the radar picture of eastern Maine, and you can see how it is lighting up here. And the reason for that, well, we do have a flow that comes right into New England, and it's pretty normal for this time of year. It's a lot like what was happening yesterday when we had those lake effect snows coming all the way into the Berkshires. I tweeted that on our 3D radar. You could even see some of the visualizations showing up of heavier snow in the Berkshires, and that was because you saw the wind flow coming all the way into New England. Same deal today with the snow coming through. It's 11 a.m., so through the afternoon hours, we're going to be watching this drift south. But at this point, it's not too much of a big deal. I think accumulations probably be less than an inch. Now, I'm going to start you off with the 7-day first here. So you can see how we're talking about 5 straight days of sunshine. However, each day we have the potential for a snow shower somewhere in New England, and that's because of the flow that we're seeing. It's also going to be rising above freezing most of the time. It's going to be windy today. That's going to be allowing for snow to melt in most places in southern New England. However, in northern New England, it's going to be kind of a hide and seek of between freezing and below freezing. But most days we should lose at least some of the snow cover that we gained on Tuesday. However, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, the concern becomes a new storm. Will it pass to our south, or will it slam New England? Well, let's take a look at the probabilities for both here, and that's the main point of this video. Is the storm going to affect us? Well, by the time we get to Sunday today, as you can see, another storm is coming into the west. Well, at the same time, again, over New England, you're seeing the snow shower activity mostly over northern New England. And then here's our storm developing through the central U.S. going into Missouri. You can see, sorry about the background noise, it's a little hectic today here at the Weather Center. And you can see how here it is coming through the Ohio Valley. And you can see this is Monday. By the time you get to Tuesday, here's the storm coming in. It's quite the beast. By the time you get to through the day Tuesday, heavy snow passing, but light to moderate 6 around Tuesday night. Wednesday also light to moderate, but it gets heavier on Thursday as the storm redevelops a new low pressure center. Heavy snow continues to just be rotating into New England, and even by the time you get to Friday, you're not done with it, with a new additional low pressure center developing. So a long duration storm from Tuesday all the way into Friday. This is based on the DJEX model. Now, will it verify? Well, let's take a look at the statistical probabilities here. And we're going to take a look at the few maps that are actually favoring the storm hitting us. And these are the same maps that had the storm about a week ago and had it favoring hitting us, and it did, of course. So the first one I'd like to show you is what's called the precipitable water from the GFS. And the GFS isn't a great model, but I decided to use it because they're all in agreement. So you can see how at the beginning of the loop, this is today, 18th of February, you're talking about a lot of dry air over most of the United States. Your Gulf of Mexico moisture is where it belongs, in the Gulf of Mexico. 84 hours out, big difference. By the time we get to Sunday, here's the storm coming through the Ohio Valley. Here it is. Look at that. Look at the moisture it's pulling in there. That's amazing. You can tell this tells you two things. Number one, it's very energetic. You're talking about plenty of vorticity if it's pulling in all that moisture. And it's very moisture logged, so that's what you're talking about. So this tells me that there's obviously plenty of moisture with the system, so there is no doubt that it will be certainly very strong, as it is either passing us to the south or going right through us. Now, one map I'd like to take a look at for a second here is the ensemble means. Now, last time we looked at the ensemble means, it was on Saturday, and on Saturday the ensemble means had the polar vortex, which is basically a high pressure column of air that decides the track of storms. It had the polar vortex over Nova Scotia on Saturday, and that's why on Saturday we would have seen a miss. But then on Tuesday it shifted over here further west, that meant to track further west, and further north, so it ended up coming into New England on Tuesday. Today, the question is the polar vortex further west, or is it east? Guess what, folks? Statistics favor the storm hitting us, because look at it. Back into here, folks. That means that the storm track is indicated by this gray line, and that's coming south of New England, and that's indicative of your shield to precipitation. Let's see, your storm goes up like this, and then your shield to precipitation on the north side coming right through most of New England. So am I predicting that this storm hits us? Yes, I am predicting that it hits us. How much snow? Well, that certainly remains to be seen. This was a graphic I made first thing this morning once I saw the models. Tuesday and Wednesday threat of a storm. It actually, now we're extending it to Thursday and Friday based on the DJAX. So you can see how most of New England, except far northern New England and Maine, some of the models, actually the GFS has heavy snow developing over Maine as the storm moves north and west. Has about 2 feet for parts of eastern Maine. Will that verify? Most likely not. But I think southern New England is the biggest area that we'll be watching right now. Alright, that's it for now. See you guys later. This is Nick for the New England Weather Life.ning.com.